times when people try to shut down the internet. Hello and welcome back to another video here on Up Tech channel. Today, the internet is a vital part of our life. Without web access, all kinds of businesses and jobs would be unable to function. So, as you can imagine, there are plenty of people who would love to see the internet crumble. Why, you might ask? Well, there are several reasons, political to simply trying to prove a point. In this video, we'll take a look at the reasons why people wanted to shut down the internet. Texas man attempts to blow up the web. In 2021, a man from Texas was arrested for plotting to blow up the internet. Seth Aaron Pendley allegedly planned out to take 70% of the web by destroying a data center in Virginia with a C4 explosive. The US Department of Justice told the reporters that Pendley planned to target the servers of the FBI and CIA. It said that he wanted to tear down the oligarchy that was currently ruled by the United States. Authorities were tipped off of Pendley's plot by one of his friends. According to the reporters, he was an active member of extremist website where he went by the names of Dionysus, the Greek god of wine and ritual madness. He wrote on the forum by militia about his desire to conduct a little experiment. He also boasted about taking a sawed-off AR rifle to the storming of the Capitol building, but claims he left it in the car. Had Pendley carried out his attack, it would not have destroyed 70% of the internet. The physical infrastructure is distributed across the world and backed up multiple times. Pendley now faces up to 20 years in federal prisons if he is found guilty. Man tries to destroy the internet to hide embarrassing footage. Nobody likes to be humiliated online, but one man took this quest to hide embarrassing videos to the extreme. In 2016, a Chinese man known as Liu worried that someone would upload footage of him dancing to the web. So Liu decided to take matters into his own hand and set out to destroy the internet. That summer, having recently moved to the city of Weifang, he had decided to join in with a public fitness dance. In China, it is common for middle-aged women to gather in the streets and take part in granny dances. Liu chose to join one of these granny dances to the amusement of some of the locals. He told police that the passerby were giggling and recording him on their phones. Liu thought a little of it at that time, but a few months later he began to worry that the footage might be shared online. This was then he decided to take actions. One night in August, Liu broke into 4 China Telecom service boxes and ripped out the insides. In total, he caused 10,000 yuan worth of damage, but Liu was spotted multiple times on CCTV and subsequently arrested by local police. Chat's year-long social media outage. For 16 months, starting in March 2018, Chad faced the longest social media blackout in African history. Only 6.5% of the people had regular internet access. People were unable to interact with their loved ones. Local businesses struggled to advertise online. Journalists had to fight to get their voices heard. The government imposed a ban in response to growing dissent. Critics have described President Idris Deby as a democratically bankrupt leader and accused him of mass censorship. They claim he is clinging to power and that the social media ban was a desperate attempt to quell anti-government activists. An IT expert CIPESA explained in the recent report, African governments with democracy deficits, regardless of the numbers of their citizens that use the internet, recognize and fear the power of the internet in empowering ordinary people to speak truth to power. Disruptions as Mirai botnet attacks on servers. The web is rife with hackers and malware, but few cause as much damage as the Mirai botnet. The attack devastated US systems when it brought down so much of the country's internet in October 2016. It targeted the IT company DIN, which controlled a large amount of online infrastructure at the time. The digital assault caused a major internet outage. It affected major websites like Twitter, Netflix, and CNN. The Mirai botnet was a sophisticated kind of cyber attack known as a distributed denial of service or DDoS. Computer servers are inundated with traffic until they become overwhelmed and the systems shut down. Experts estimate that the Mirai was the largest DDoS attack in the history. Hackers infiltrated a vast array of devices, including digital cameras and video players. They forced them to attack DNS servers. Houthi rebels sever Yemen's main cable. Yemen is in the grip of one of the worst humanitarian crises in the world today. Since 2015, Houthi rebels have been locked in a devastating battle with Saudi-led coalition's forces. The Houthis are known to use the internet as a weapon, plunging the country into a web blackout. In July 2018, 80% of the internet users were left stranded after rebel forces severed the country's main fiber optic cable. The rebel forces slashed the cable while strengthening their defenses in the Red Sea port of Hodeidah. The rebels imposed bans on social media networks and slow down the speed of the already weakened internet service, explained Telecommunications Minister Lutfi Bashrif. And this comes amid reports they intend to soon cut off the internet completely to cover their crimes. Myanmar coup government introduced internet shutdown. As in the case with the most modern political conflicts in Myanmar, the internet is a key battlefield. When the military junta seized power in February 2021, they were keen to suppress online dissent. The coup leaders quickly shut all of the mobile data in the country, and wireless broadband soon followed. At least 535 have been killed since the military takeover, but the people of Myanmar are refusing to bow down to the hostile forces. The night before the broadband blackout, there was a surge of people pointing to radio channels and communications apps that can be used without internet access. Protesters took the streets for a defiant vigil, using candles to declare "We will never surrender." Morris Worm, the accidental cyber attack. In 1988, Cornell graduate student Robert Tappan Morris was working on a way to measure the size of the internet. Little did he know he would end up launching the world's first cyber attack. Morris created a program that would jump from computer to computer, counting each one. Every time his program entered a new machine, it would send a brief signal back to a central server which kept count. The trouble is his program, now known as the Morris Worm, spread too quickly and ended up clogging up much of the web. The bug tore through the net, copying itself between each device and pinging back to the server. Morris had inadvertently invented the DDoS cyber attack, a type of digital assault that forces devices to overwhelm a server with traffic. His accidental offensive brought the internet to its knees. Saboteurs tried to cut off internet in Egypt. 3 scuba divers were arrested off the port of Alexandria after attempting to slice through an undersea internet cable and bring down the Egyptian web. The Egyptian Coast Guard intercepted the team before they were able to cause any disruptions. In 2013, Egyptian naval forces published image online of 3 men tied up that they are accused had tried to sabotage an internet cable. At the time of the attack, Egyptian's online traffic was connected to Europe via 8 cables. So cutting one of the cables would not have destroyed the web, but it would have caused a significant disturbance. The men refused to reveal the motive for their foiled attack, or if they were working for anyone. India's long history of internet shutdowns. In recent years, India has blocked internet access more than any other countries. The blackouts began around the time that the government introduced a contentious citizenship law in 2019. Since then, the country has seen a surge in protesters taking a stand against the Hindu nationalist regime. Authorities often respond by suspending the internet. They claim it is essential to keep the peace, but many Indians have accused officials of attacking their free speech. The most prominent internet blackout occurred after Modi's government shut down services in the regions of Jammu and Kashmir in August 2019. Over 13 million people were left stranded for 18 months before the web was finally restored in February 2021. Onslaught against the internet's root server system. In 2002, the internet was struck by what technology experts at the time called the largest and the most complex DDoS attacks ever. Cyber attackers orchestrated an onslaught of traffic against the 13 root servers that at that time formed the heart of internet communications. Fortunately, built-in safeguards prevented the web from being taken offline. But had the hour-long offensive lasted longer, it could have had severe repercussions for the internet users across the globe. Digital security experts Chris Morrow described the barrage as probably the most concerted attacks against the internet infrastructure that we have seen. The only way to stop such attack is to fix the vulnerabilities on the machines that ultimately gets taken over and used to launch them. Another security expert, Alan Pollard, told reporters, "There's no defense once the machines are under attackers' control." So, there you have it. These were some interesting times the internet was shut down. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching, and we will see you in the next video.